Hello there and welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to another video. In this video we are taking a special look at a very strange and unique reef inhabitant. Meet Larry. He is a spiny lobster, Panulirus versicolor. And when they were handing out coloration for spiny lobsters, Larry was right there at the front of the queue. This particular type of spiny lobster has fluorescent blue and white legs and a green carapace. Also called the painted rock lobster, or the blue lobster, or even the blue spiny lobster, Panulirus versicolor is an amazing little critter which a lot of people with large systems can keep in a reef tank. And they're actually a very reasonably easy species to keep in a reef tank, so long as you have a very big system. Larry's no small lobster. When he gets to an adult, he'll be around 20 inches, so you need a big tank to keep these guys happy. Now you may be wondering why this particular lobster looks very different to other lobsters, and that's because the spiny lobsters don't have large front claws like other lobsters do. The front claws on more normal lobsters are called chelipeds, and they are not present on spiny lobsters. Instead of chelipeds, Panulirus lobsters have large walking legs and also massive antennas which they use for sensory perception, and it basically helps them to detect prey or detect things trying to eat it, and also just know their surroundings better. And the reason for this is because Larry is a very nocturnal creature. He comes out at night and likes to find his food in the darkness, and these big antennas really help him to do that. Blue spiny lobsters are one of the most common varieties of spiny lobster in the world, and they are quite wide-ranging as well. They come from most places in the Indo-Pacific, which is quite a large area. That being said, if you saw one of these in an aquarium shop, you would be expecting to pay a fair amount for them because they are actually quite an expensive species. This little guy here was £30. So if you're trying to buy Larry's big brother, you might be talking £50 to £100 for a decent sized individual. Because Panulirus versicolor really likes to skulk around in the darkness during the daytime, his biggest hobby is lurking in caves and wedging himself into gaps between the rockwork. To keep the blue spiny lobster happy in your aquarium, what you really need is lots of rockwork that has lots of small gaps and overhangs for the lobster to hide in, because that's what they're going to be doing during the day. In terms of feeding blue spiny lobsters, they will eat pretty much everything. They are omnivores, so they will eat general fish food including pellets and flakes, but also more meaty foods such as prawns or cockles or anything you'd feed to your marine fish. One thing to note is I have seen Larry snacking on a bristle worm, so this species may be a very good species to add to a system if you're trying to remove or at least control the population of bristle worms in that system. Now, one thing a lot of people worry about when adding lobsters to an aquarium is, will it eat your fish, will they eat your corals, and so on. Now, blue spiny lobsters are opportunistic feeders, so if you have a fish that is sick, or you have a fish which has already died, then they probably will pick them off or feed on their remains. And that's why there's so many reports of the blue spiny lobster killing fish. And the reality is, a lot of the time, they haven't killed the fish. They've actually just been eating the fish after it's died, but it looks like they've killed that species. Also, it's well known that this species can and will take out invertebrates such as snails, hermit crabs, and sessile invertebrates, sometimes like corals. So this species is best kept in a large fish only with live rock system, or in a tank specifically designed for keeping this type of lobster. That being said, spiny lobsters aren't known for their aggression, and many have been kept successfully in large reef tanks. When frightened, the blue spiny lobster, like most shrimps and lobsters, use their abdomen to flick backwards and escape. The blue spiny lobster has a very big tail fan, or telson, and it uses this to move rapidly backwards. At the front, the blue spiny lobster has two large antennules which it uses to detect smells, indicating that there may be food present. In terms of tank mates, I would suggest keeping the blue spiny lobster with larger fish such as large angels and tangs. But obviously it depends on the size of which you buy your spiny blue lobster. Larry here is quite small, so at the moment he's being kept with fish that are reasonably small as well. But as he grows, he is going to be moved into a bigger system and being kept with larger fish. So you can gradually step up the size of tank and fish that you keep the lobster with. Of course as well, you need to keep his belly full, because if he is hungry, he may start to predate on smaller critters. However, so far Larry is a good boy and hasn't done any damage to any of the mollies in this tank. So long as you can house them appropriately, then the blue spiny lobster is actually a really cool and interesting creature to keep in your reef tank. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed meeting Larry the blue spined lobster. I will obviously keep documenting him as he gets bigger and as he moves through my tanks into a larger environment as he grows. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like below and also subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments or questions, also please leave a comment below. I do try and answer every question I get on my newer videos, and I like to just see what your thoughts are on my content. So thank you so much for watching and happy fish keeping.